Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Coffee Chat with Coach Melissa. That's me, Coach Melissa. So welcome. I am a certified master health coach and certified personal trainer and the founder of Wellness Abundance Coaching. So I'm super excited that you're here with me, and I have my mug of coffee that has some black pour over coffee with 2 scoops of unflavored collagen powder. So collagen powder, I'll just share this real quick because I've been getting asked about this lately, and I'll do another coffee chat with Coach Melissa specifically with collagen powder and how to really choose one that's good for you. But anyways, it's really good. It's a really great source of protein. So many women don't eat enough protein, which is understandable. I know that's one of my biggest challenges, but that really helps your muscles grow after a workout. And we all want strong muscles, healthy muscles, because that helps you burn fat effortlessly. It's really great for bone health, especially as we age. Collagen's really good for your joints, to keep your joints nice and strong, the soft tissue in your joints. It's really great for your hair, for your nails, for your skin. So, because 75% collagen is made up of 75, it's the largest protein in our body. So it makes up like 75% or something. I don't know the exact figure. But anyways, I'm super excited about today's topic with Coffee Chat with Melissa. So I'm just going to take a sip of my collagen coffee. Is so good. Okay, so today I want to share kind of some thoughts and opinions that I have on a segment that was on the Today Show recently. And it was actually really cool. There will be a link to it below, and also in my newsletter coming up on Monday. So if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, go to melissaking.net. And if you scroll down the homepage just about a third of the way, you'll see where you could sign up to get a free workout program, a free guide on how to find the motivation to work out. And then that will automatically sign you up for my weekly Monday newsletters. So anyways, but I really was really excited to watch this segment because it's all about it's about the benefits of a low carb eating style and how it can help you lose weight without even really having to exercise. Now, that's a topic for a whole nother coffee chat, but we need to move our body some way, but you can do it without exercise. And so I was really excited to see that in the media, especially on a show as popular as the Today Show, because I feel like I've been eating low carb for over a decade now, and I've experienced so many benefits from it, and so many people are apprehensive about it, and I get it. I understand that because conventional wisdom tells us we have to eat all these grains, and our body operates, uses mainly carbohydrates for fuel, which is true. If you do consume a high carb diet, then that is true. Your body relies on those carbohydrates. But transitioning into a low carb diet, your body then, you're basically training your body to utilize its fat stores, whether that be in the form of triglycerides or actual visceral fat that you have on you, or on your organs, or whatever kind of fat you have on your body. It will your body will then be trained to use that for energy, which is really good because number one, you don't have to refuel throughout the day. I hear from so many people who say, oh my gosh, I have to eat every 2 or 3 hours. I have to have a snack. Otherwise I get kind of lethargic. I get brain fog. I get lightheaded. I get hangry, which is when you're really hungry and then you get really angry. And our bodies aren't designed to be like that. Our bodies are actually designed to only eat 2 to 3 meals a day. And that's actually what it prefers. Because if you think about it, way back when our ancestors, our hunter and gatherer ancestors, what did they do? Like, they ate food. Food was scarce. Okay, that was a problem, a challenge for them. But so they ate, animals and whatever kind of produce came from the ground in the area wherever they were. They caught fish if they were living on the beach by the ocean or by a lake, some sort of body of water that had fish in it. And they ate whole foods that were very nutrient dense. And it's so easy these days to just kind of bypass the whole food and go to the convenience of just buying processed packaged food. So I get that. I understand that. But really what this does is when you start to slowly eliminate the processed food, notice how I said slowly, you don't have to do it cold turkey. But really slowly eliminating the processed food and shifting more into a whole food eating style, you're going to naturally feel more satiated, and you're naturally going to not eat as many calories. Because here's the thing is I want you to watch the Today Show segment. I think it's like 4 to 5 minutes long, so it's not even that long. But what they talk about in there is to basically stop counting calories and start focusing on like the quality of food that you eat. Because unless you eat a bunch of potatoes and everything, when you focus on a whole food eating style, you just naturally eat low carb, and then you naturally consume less calories. So really, I loved this segment because I know I'm kind of bouncing all over the place, but just stay with me here. So one of the reasons why I love this segment is they talk about how oftentimes like obesity and people being overweight can see it as oftentimes they blame themselves or other people. Like doctors said, oh, you don't have enough willpower, or you need to just cut back on your eating, stop emotionally eating. And there is some truth to emotional eating, which I won't get into today because that's a topic for a whole nother coffee chat. But what it is it's really our hormones becoming way out of balance. Because when we eat whole, real, nutrient-dense food, our hormones get into balance. So our body tells us, ghrelin is our hunger hormone, that tells us when we're hungry. That hormone gets suppressed a little bit because it actually tells us, you know what, I'm not hungry right now. And then leptin is our satiating hormone. So that tells us, you know what, I'm good. You don't need to eat anymore. Just save the leftovers. Save what's on your plate for tomorrow, and then, and insulin is the master hormone, and it basically tells all the other hormones and the nutrients, like what to do. Like nutrients, you go here, vitamin B, you go here, and you get what I mean. It's like the boss man, the boss lady, whatever you want to call it. And it also, if your insulin levels are really, really high or fluctuating up and down throughout the day, it will be like, all right, we're hungry, we need more food. When the reality is you don't really need more food, but your body is telling you need more food because you need the energy, because it's not dipping into the fat stores. Okay, I feel like that was kind of a lot, but to summarize just real quick, okay, so really eating whole, real, nutrient-dense foods will just naturally kind of balance out your hormones. You'll feel satiated because you're eating food that is full of nutrients that satisfies you, and your body doesn't process it as fast. So our body processes carbs first, or alcohol first if you're consuming alcohol, because it sees it as a poison, and then carbs, and then fat. So if you're eating a high carb diet, your body's burning all the carbs, and if it's done, it's like, I don't need any more energy, I got this, we could function for a while. It's gonna take that fat and store it into triglycerides, okay? And the same thing, if it uses up some carbohydrates, but not all of them, it's going to take those carbohydrates and convert them into triglycerides in your body. So what does that mean? It means that you're going to gain weight. Your fat stores are going to increase. But when you eat a low carb diet, it's going to burn those little amount of carbs that you eat. And then it's going to be like, all right, we need more energy. Where do we go? Oh, there's some fat here. Let's use that. And also, on another note, I don't want to get too much into the nitty gritty with the biology, but I know there's also some experts and doctors that say, well, our body needs carbohydrates, our brain needs carbohydrates. And yes, that's true to some extent, but our bodies can make carbohydrates magically. I like to call it magic. I love to think of all the systems within our body as magic, because our bodies truly are a miracle. Okay, it knows exactly what to do when you give it the appropriate input. So there's a process. It's called gluconeogenesis, but you don't need to remember that. Just know that when you eat enough protein, your body will break down that protein and make carbs to fuel any carbs that your brain needs, or any other, if it needs to replenish your glucose stores, it will do that as well. So that's hence why I guess it is appropriate today. This is just such a great happy coincidence. That's one reason why you should eat more protein. Because if your body needs more carbs, for some reason, if you're not consuming enough protein, it will break your muscles down and get the protein from your muscles, break up the amino acids in your muscles. So, okay, I know that was a lot, and it may be a little overwhelming, maybe a little bit too much science for you. However, I am a true believer that when we understand how our body operates, it's really a lot of motivation to, maybe do things differently. And I'll just say one last thing about hormones. So, especially for women, it's super, super important to really eat whole, real, nutrient-dense foods, because we get those nutrients from those to help balance out like our estrogen, our progesterone, our testosterone, all the really important hormones to help keep us healthy, to minimize PMS, to help our periods feel a little bit more comfortable, to really minimize the cramping and the bloating. And even as you're going through menopause, I'm reading a really great book called The Hormone Cure by Dr. Sarah Gottfried, and she's a Harvard-trained gynecologist, and she is brilliant. I'm learning so much more about women's hormones than I ever knew before, and it's really been an eye-opener with how important it is to really focus on eating whole foods. So I want to encourage you to really focus on, number one, write down like what's holding you back from focusing on a whole food eating style. What is it that's holding you back? Do you have and I'm going to talk about this in Monday in my newsletter, so in more detail. But if you have a misconception that eating whole foods is bland and boring, oh my gosh, you're not doing it right. Okay, you're not doing it right. And my husband and I eat so good. Most nights we're like, oh my gosh, we can't believe, we're so grateful that we have the opportunity to have these high quality meats now. You don't have to have super, super high quality, but we're so grateful that we have, available meat to eat, like chicken, beef, fish, fresh veggies or frozen, whatever you want. But and flavor and seasoning and all that stuff, because it really adds, like, we're always like, oh my God, this is so good. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I made something last week for lunch, it was brunch. It was like 10:30ish, but it was 2 leftover uncured grass-fed beef hot dogs and some leftover sweet potato tots and leftover asparagus. I just heated them all up on the stovetop, put a little ketchup on it. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is a total nutrient dense meal. And it's so good. Oh my gosh, I was so amazed. So I was like, man, people need to eat like this more. So anyway, so why do you not want to eat? What's holding you back? Do you fall for that misconception that eating healthy is bland and boring and unflavorful? And then number 2, choose, focus on what you like to eat. What's your favorite go-to meal that maybe isn't as healthy? Like, do some research, reach out to me. I'm happy to help with this as well. But figure out, like, how you can make a healthier version in your home, a home cooked version of it. And then number 3, I would encourage you to just focus on one meal a day to really, that you could cook at home, whether you make it the night before or the weekend before, it doesn't matter, just figure it out. This is something I really work with my clients on through Wellness Abundance Club, through our one-on-one coaching program, is really kind of helping brainstorm, like, how can they make it work in their busy life? Because we're all busy. I'm busy. So so just write down, like, what's holding you back and how can you benefit from it? Okay, so that's number 1. And then number 2 is choose a favorite recipe that you absolutely love and you just can't live without, and that maybe you eat out, you get takeout from, or it's a frozen meal that's maybe not so healthy. Do some research and find out how you can make it healthy. Email me, melissa@wellnessabundancecoaching.com. I'm happy to help. I have so many recipes on hand that I can refer to you if needed. I'm always on the lookout for, making my favorite meals a little bit healthier. So, okay. And then the third thing is, like, choose one meal a day to where it's all whole, real, nutrient dense food. Okay. So it's any meat, like ground beef. It could be poultry, chicken, turkey. It could be fish. It could be bison. It could be, anything, whatever you like. And then pair it with veggies, preferably non-starchy veggies, to really kind of figure out how to prepare those, how to eat them. And so start there. Those are my top 3 tips. And so I want to also just clear up I want to make a few clarifications with the Today Show. At the end of the segment, they talk about how they do mention that keto is no carb. That's not necessarily true, because you can eat non-starchy vegetables on a keto diet and they have carbs. They're carbs, basically. So I just want to make that clarification that it's not necessarily no carb keto. And then I also want to I know she talks about how she didn't exercise, and that's great. It sounds like that worked for her. I would encourage you to do some form of exercise because there's so many other benefits. So, okay, this was a long one today, but I'm super excited. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and thank you for listening to all the science stuff. I hope I made it as simple as possible for you to understand. Sometimes I get a little confused and overwhelmed with it. So anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe below so you never miss another video. And sign up. Email me, Melissa at wellnessabundancecoaching.com, if you have a specific question you want me to answer on Coffee Chat with Coach Melissa, and I'm happy to do that. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.